Before we speak of how the world began, we must understand one thing, which I believe you already do. No mortals witnessed the creation of the world. The oldest...
Oh,
No, indeed. The oldest elves possessed records, written before even the first human kingdoms were formed. Dragons remember ages that have passed entirely from mortal history. And some have seen empires rise and crumble, to be forgotten beneath snow. Yet, even these memories do not reach the true beginning. All we possess, maybe, are the stories passed down through tongue. Other peoples speak differently, and speak different truths. For you see, and you already know, a fool hears these tales and asks which one is correct. But a wiser person asks, what truth does each preserve? Yes. We will begin with the teachings of Anu and Padomay. Anu and Padomay. Most learned traditions begin not with gods, but two great principles, you see. The elves named them Anu and Padomay. Anu was stillness, order, and enduring existence, while Padomay was motion, change, and possibility. Do not imagine them as merely two men standing in an empty field. They were greater and stranger than such shapes. They were opposite truths, each made meaningfully by their presence of the other. For what is stillness if nothing can move? What is change if nothing can remain? From tension between them came Aurbis, the whole of existence, containing what mortals now call them the heavens, the mortal world, oblivion, and every realm known and yet unknown. Within this existence, my friend, thoughts began to take shape. Ideas awakened. Time, love, mercy, knowledge, hunger, darkness, ambition. These became more than simple notions. They became things of processing and willing. And so they became the identity of the world. These were the Atata, the original spirits. They were the ancestors of the beings who mortal forms would later call gods, demons, Aedra and Daedra. But in those first moments, such divisions did not exist. There were only spirits learning what it meant to be. And so, we will speak of the coming of time itself once more. For you see, among the original spirits, after Anu and Padomay, came the gods, the demons, the Aedra and the Daedra. But you see, the greatest of these spirits was the original, the dragon of time. The elves call him Alel. The priests of the Empire call him Akatosh. But you see the Nords' oldest spoken tradition calls him the great dragon of the turning world. Though the relationship of the Nords and this dragon god has never been simple. For from him came Alduin, his firstborn, the World Eater, the Shadow, at the ending of an age. But do not be troubled by names. For you see, a mountain seen from the north does not resemble the same from the south. Yet the stone beneath the snow remains the same. Yes. With the awakening of the Dragon of Time, events could follow one another. There could be a before and an after. Spirits could recognize themselves and distinguish what they were from what they might become. Time gave order to creation, yet it did not give creation purpose. For that, my friends, for that, another spirit stepped forth. The elves call him Lokhan. The Nords know him as Shor. You see, Shor made a great proposal to the spirits. He looked upon the limitless expanse of the spirits and imagined something that none had ever before. A world of limits. A world where spirits could take form, where choices carried consequence, and where nothing endured unchanging forever. A mortal world. Some traditions say Shor persuaded the spirits to help him. Others say he deceived them. The elves often teach that Lokhan concealed the true cost of his plan. They remember him as the Doom Drum, the trickster who stole divinity from their ancestors and imprisoned them within mortality itself. But men often remember him differently. To the Nords, Shor was the champion of mankind, the one who made the world in which the weak may struggle to grow and become greater than they ever had been. Was he a deceiver or a liberator? Perhaps he was both. A truth may wound one's purpose and save another. For you see, Shor gathered the many spirits to his cause. Together, they began the creation of the mortal realm, which scholars call Undis. It is there, at its heart, that they formed Nirn, the world beneath our feet, the world in which we currently look out and upon. For you see, the spirits, through their sacrifice of the world's creation, they were perhaps, how do I explain this? Diminished. Yes, diminished. Parts of their very being entered the laws, its seasons, its earth, and its living creatures. Yes, for these spirits came known as the Aedra. In the old elven tongue, the word means something close to our ancestors. And it is said, my friends, that it is from these spirits themselves that all gods came to being. It is said that here, at the throat of the world, where we are most connected to the world, that you can hear the spirits sing, if you take only a moment to hear it. And this is the story of Shor. But tell me, do you know the birth of the sun? For the great spirit Magnus was the architect of the mortal world. He designed much of its form, established the foundations by which magic and matter would obey the law itself. Yet, my friends, before the work was completed, Magnus perceived its cost. He saw that remaining in creation would bind and diminish him, and so he fled. His departure, you see, it tore a great opening through the boundary of the mortal world, and through that opening shines the brilliance of Aetherius, the realm of pure magic. Mortals call that opening the sun. Other spirits followed Magnus. Their smaller passages even, excuse me, became the stars scattered across the night sky. These fleeing spirits are sometimes called Magna Gi, the children, the followers of Magnus. Thus, the sunlight is not merely flame. For you see, it is the radiance of the immortal realm pouring through the world in the sky. And magic, which scholars bend with symbols and spells, entering our world through distant openings itself. Remember this, my friends, when next you see dawn upon the snow, you are witnessing the light from beyond the walls of mortality. For this is the great tale of Magnus and the birth of the sun itself. And so we reach the final steps, High Hrothgar itself. Breathe deeply, my friends, for Kain is with us upon this peak. What of the gods who remained? For you see, not all fled. Some spirits remained and completed the world, surrendering much of what they had once been. These are the beginnings, whom the Emperor worship as the 8 divines. Akatosh, the dragon of time. Mara, the mother of love and compassion. Dabella, the lady of beauty and inspiration. Sendar, the guardian of mercy and righteous rule. Zenthia, patron of labor, trade, and honest reward. Arche, the keeper of life, death. And Jalianus, the lord of wisdom, and Kinnereth, goddess of the skies. But you see, the Nords knew many of these powers before imperial priests gave them their Caidolic names. Kinnereth was Cain, as we have said. Julineus was Janal, the rune god. His worship is grown faint among the Nord people. Arche, sometimes remembered as Orke, though the old tales speak of him greater suspicion than the imperial priests do. And so there was Akatosh, for he was seen through the stories of the dragon and the firstborn Alduin. And at the center of the Nords, faith stood Shor, their fallen warrior god. To an ancient Nord, Kain is the storm, the hawk, the breath of the warrior, and the widow who carried after Shor's death. Both may look upon the same wind, but they hear different voices within. For you see, these are the gods that remained, but they go by many names. For you see, as you know and as we have spoken, one god may have many emotions, and it is said by some of the wisest men that perhaps there is only one god above all, and his emotions we perceive as the beings that we will come to know as the divine. Farewell. Farewell.
I hope to see you again.
Farewell.
Farewell, Valgar.
Farewell, my friends. Farewell. And farewell.
Farewell, Valgar.